It's Jason. Okay, we'll double check. You keep on. Don't tell us this is one person.
Next meeting.
Next meeting. So. And then. Supposedly.
We're good. Okay.
Apologies. No worries.
Good evening. We're starting a little late with technical difficulties. This is the Finance Committee meeting for July 22nd, 2025 at 6:07 p.m. My name is Jeff Sassy, Chairman of the Finance Committee, and with me we have my committee members.
Mark Evans, Finance Committee, Ward 6. Alderman Mark Ward 1.
And if we go around the room, everyone introduce yourself, please.
Tamara Ingersoll, Finance Director.
Jesse Eckenroth, Chief of Operations.
Terry Goodwin, Alderman Ward 4.
Karen Dixon, Alderman Ward 4.
Greg Story, Building Codes.
Mayor Jamie Clary.
Mike Martin, Alderman Ward 2.
Scotty Bush, Hendersonville Fire.
Jay Ritterbeck, Economic Development.
Casey Lamar, Communication Manager.
Okay, thank you all. First thing on the agenda is the acceptance of the agenda. So moved.
And seconds.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next is minutes. Approval of the May 27th, 2025 meeting minutes. So moved.
And second. Thank you.
Any changes? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. No, we're good. Five unanimous. Okay. First thing on the, we don't have any ordinances or resolutions, so we're going down to other agenda items, and we have discussion of letter from Sumner County regarding payment of adequate facilities tax. Mayor Clary, could you help us out with that?
Sure. I'm not necessarily looking for action. I just feel like I need to apprise y'all of this situation. That in April, we received a communication from the county that they had passed a resolution sometime previous requiring, they said, the city of Hendersonville to collect their adequate facility taxes for some projects, mostly commercial and industrial. In that situation, what makes most sense is that we don't actually collect their adequate facility tax for them, but before issuing a building permit, Greg and his staff would make sure that they have some sort of receipt or some sort of verification that they have paid the county the adequate facility tax. At that point, when we were notified in April, we had not been doing that since they told us that we for the time they told us that we supposedly were supposed to be doing it. So once they made us aware of that, we started doing it. Occasionally, city does favors to the county does favors for the cities. That's fine. Most of this money goes to schools, and that's helpful to Hendersonville. So it makes sense for us to help them out. It's in your packet here. Just a couple weeks ago, we received a letter from the county attorney letting us know that in that gap between the time the county passed the resolution and when they followed us up with us in April, that several properties had been granted building permits by the city of Hendersonville that had not paid the adequate facility taxes to the county. That letter that we received from the law director states that we owe them the money that was not collected.
Okay. Any questions?
It appears that from the evidence here that there are 26 properties that they say that we still owe the money. And help me understand this again correctly. The county wants the city to collect and send the money to them. I'm sorry, please clarify.
We're more or less directing traffic.
Okay.
So we don't collect anything. We just tell the people go this way, go pay the bill. They go pay the bill, bring us a receipt. Once we have that receipt, that's acknowledgement that they paid.
So
it.
we do not collect in any way, shape.
We never have.
We only ask for a receipt,
Right.
proof that they have paid. So this does not fall upon our responsibility
Of collecting.
of collection.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Could we get a copy of is it a resolution or an ordinance on there?
It's a resolution they passed.
We get a copy of that resolution on their end?
I probably have it. Well, no, I don't.
I've got,
Yeah, we get
I've got a copy of the old one, the 99.
So what date did they pass this?
Well, the commercial would have been last year, sometime in February last year.
And we weren't, so it's been 16 months, 17 months.
They also say that they notified us by letter. We don't know of anybody who received that letter.
Okay.
So it's hard to answer how long.
Alderman Gibson, did you have something to add?
Yes, thank you.
So you've established that they don't want us to be their bill collector. They just want us to make the notifications to those businesses, right?
They think we should pay them for the money that they lost.
I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how legal that is. Has Lance weighed in on that?
He's communicating back and forth with, their law director. He hasn't, I wanted to come to y'all first, just to make y'all aware of that, but he's happy to check in with him. Lance has thinks it's questionable.
Yeah, I think so too. Because in the time they could send us a letter, they could have sent
Yep.
a letter to all of those businesses. It just seems now, and my second question, comment, whatever, you're saying nobody received a letter, nobody called you to tell you that this was passed 16, 17 months ago. No one knows that this happened.
I'll say that that is true, as well as the fact that when they contacted us back in April or this letter in July, they didn't accompany that with a letter that supposedly came to us close to 2 years ago.
I hope that Lance lands on developing a letter for us back to them to say, where's your proof that you actually notified us before we actually did our budget for this year?
Well, so even further than that, I'm wondering, so a business that operates in Sumner County, whether or not it's in Hendersonville, which it would be because Hendersonville is within Sumner County, aren't they required to file it with the county as well? I mean, I know you do it for a business license, but are there other items that you need to file with Ken?
Not with a building permit, just strictly with us, except for this part here.
So how does the county get notified of the building then that is occurring? That to expect this?
That would come from us if we were,
They did a record.
yeah, if we know. But they did pull a records request for a certain time period. And I have that list as well, which y'all have that list as well. And there's one on the list that has been paid. So my guys were found that out.
So this is partially accurate.
Partially accurate.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see the old resolution or ordinance and then the new one that was passed 17 months ago. Something just seems fishy there to me.
Yeah.
And I would think that also in the new resolution, where does it state that they have the rights to come to a municipality, rendering that we're directly liable for the payment of unpaid AFT? It's what it says here. The city has 14 calendar days
Yeah.
from the day of this letter to remit payment. Otherwise, the county will take the necessary measures to collect these unpaid taxes.
And Lance has gotten, the county audit director agreed to give us an additional 30, but that's a very good question. That's one of the things we would ask.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's they have notice of it now, but we've given them these buildings. The collectability should be between the county and that business. We shouldn't be a third party being required to do it.
They didn't issue that permit. They did,
Right. Well,
Actually,
we
we
issued the
issued it.
building permit.
Yeah, we issued the permit.
but the tax, there's no documentation on.
Right. Don't they have to fill something out for that tax? Like, how do they
That's
permit
what
the
I-
payment to that tax without filling something out with the county? That's where I find it very confusing. I would like to keep this on the agenda next month as well, so we can review this again. Especially after getting those county resolutions for us to review. This, and we may, I wish our law director was here to ask me questions, so we may need to
I'll make sure he is.
schedule time or have him be here for that. Yeah, okay. Any other questions?
And again, that was fine. Y'all just hearing about it, dealing with the month. If y'all didn't want to ask questions or just wait a month, that was fine too. He really hasn't dived into it just because I wanted y'all to know about it first.
Yeah, so do we have, you said the letter's July 7th. It's now the 22nd, so we have 30 days from now or 30 days from the 7th?
I think it's 30 days from 44 days. So 30 plus 14.
Okay,
Yeah, we'd like a complete picture of all this.
So we're probably going to need to meet earlier since it's gonna be coming up on deadline for that.
Well, I'm sure that we could work with the county on the deadline too. I'm sure they'd be good with that.
Potentially,
Yeah.
if they're unwilling to move it.
Again, I just don't know the legality of
Yeah.
this. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but to
No,
me, from
yeah.
a reasonable standpoint, I don't even know where they have a leg to stand. So,
Well, and that's why we need to see that information and talk to Lance. So we'll see about that. But yeah, something just doesn't pass the sniff test for me. Okay, any other questions?
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Mayor. Next we have the sales tax analysis report. And you should have a copy of that. So Tamara, want to take it away?
Sure.
Thank you.
First up is our local option sales tax. We do not have the numbers for June yet, but it is updated through the month of May. Currently, we're projected to come in, just a little bit under budget. Anticipate even once we get the June revenues, it'll be just slightly under budget.
You think so?
I think so. Probably between 0.5 and 0.75%. It'll be a small percentage of the budgets. But it's still up compared to the prior year overall revenues around
By over 5%.
by over 5%. So it's about $1 million. And then the next one is our state share sales tax. And this one, I do have the June numbers. I just got the June numbers yesterday. Overall, we're about $8,000 under budget, 2.5% over the prior year's revenue, which to right around $200,000 from the prior year. Can't get much closer to on budget. than that.
Right. Was this adjusted at mid-year? Is that the original budget?
Just in February.
It was the budget.
Yeah, the budget.
I believe we did adjust it. I believe we did. Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact amount, but I do believe we did adjust it a little bit at mid-year. The next one is our hotel motel occupancy tax report. And as of today, I do have all of the revenues in for June, so the revenue numbers are accurate and reflect the entire year. A little bit under our budgeted amount, but came in essentially the same as we had for the prior fiscal year as far as our revenues. That's a good thing. The expenditures, I think there's probably still a couple of outstanding expenditures that are really relatively small that will still reflect on here. We don't have the month of June closed out yet. We still have a couple more weeks to do some check runs for June.
What's small?
Like for this
Yeah, the
for this
expenditures.
particular fund, probably $5,000 or less.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
very truly small.
Truly small, yeah.
Truly
Okay, good.
small on there. But we started the year with right around $30,000 as our fund balance. We're going to end the year close to, I don't know, probably between $5,000, $10,000, somewhere in that range.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Higher than we were last year. So
Just 1 second. Mr. Rittenbeck.
So in economic development, what we're looking at is focusing on short-term vacation rentals. It's kind of looking at the dynamics within the city. One of the things that we found out with that TOT was that when we increased it to 4% a few years ago, the state, with short-term vacation rentals, the state actually collects that TOT and then remits it back to the city, our portion. And there's a line item that they actually have been tracking since then. And we've mapped that out and we've been steadily increasing where it was like 35,000. A few years ago, it's about 48, maybe around 50,000 this year as part of
yeah,
that.
and that's included in these numbers.
But we've been able to pull that out and it's showing a steady, a really predictable increase, pretty linear, year over year. And, anyway, there's a doubling down on really focusing on the impact to the neighborhoods, but that was one of those, the TOT is reflected in those STRs.
Are those short-term rentals that are only within the city limits, or is that statewide?
So what is our percentage with the, we get from the state? It is total 4? Okay. What is the, for the short-term rental state charge? I mean, what was their take?
I'm not sure what they,
It's the same rate as the hotels. It's a 4%. Anybody who, if they rent through HomeAway, VRBO, Airbnb,
Mhm.
they pay those occupancy taxes directly through those who transmit it to the state.
Okay.
The state does keep as an administrative fee. Currently, effective actually this month, it's 0.75% that
Mhm.
they keep
But we
for
get
an
our full,
administrative fee, and then they transfer the remaining amount to the city.
the 4%, we get our full 4%.
Mhm.
the full 4.
And that's included.
And
Recently.
that's included.
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah, it's
That's
4% less their tiny little administrative fee that they,
Is it 0.75% of our 4%, or is it like we only get 3.25?
no, it's that percentage of the collection. So if we have, collect $100, they're gonna keep 75 cents.
So it's
And then-
minuscule.
Minuscule.
And that's regardless of the legal status of an STR. So,
Mhm. As long as they're renting it out,
Not a conversation for this.
as long as it's being rented out through one of the Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway, those organizations.
so we've been getting a lot of inquiries about STRs recently. And
Okay.
I don't want to tell you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very appreciated. Very much. Okay,
All right.
next. Thank you for that.
The investment earnings, we have the total for the year, came in just under 1.5 million as our total revenue collections for fiscal year 25. That is slightly over our budgeted amount, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
For FY 26, we have budgeted much more conservatively on this revenue.
Mhm.
Two things, the rates have been steadily declining, although the last few months they have stayed pretty stable. But in fiscal year 26, looking forward, we have budgeted to use a pretty substantial amount of our fund balance, so we will not have as much money to actually invest. But this revenue stream for fiscal year 25 came in very strong.
What's our budget for investments? We like $1 million?
For
The
for
investment
fiscal year 26,
26.
for 26.
Maybe it's just under me.
That's what I was thinking.
It was right about a total of right 950. It was 850 in the general fund, plus there's a piece of it that hits like the stormwater fund and hotel motel.
I was thinking like.
Yeah, it was right about the 950 mark. Stormwater fund, this fund is updated through May. We still have some outstanding invoices that are being tracked down for some of the projects that are being done in that fund. We also don't have the June revenues reported on here because we're still reconciling those. We switched over from our old system where we track the revenues for both property tax and stormwater to using our main munis. The switch became live on July 1, but we cut off payments on June 24th in the old system. So we're still having to journal and reconcile all of that. So in the next week or two, probably 2 weeks out, we'll have all of the expenditures will be done through our last check run for fiscal year 25. And then this will be updated. I'll send out a full package of everything that's updated through June once I have that. And it may be at next month's meeting when everything is finalized. And if I have them ready before then, I'll send them out to everybody.
This ending balance, is that projected or is that what it is currently?
That's what it is currently, through the end of May. It will go down a little bit. We've had some June expenditures, but nothing super substantial has
Okay.
been. It's not going to be any significant difference than that, maybe a couple $100,000 for this fund.
And I think this year we're gonna be using a lot of it.
We haven't. And for fiscal year 25, we budgeted using essentially all of it. We're doing the same thing in fiscal year 26. We have some pretty large projects that we have to budget the whole
Oh,
amount
just
for the
carrying it.
project.
Okay.
So we just budget it, fully.
Yeah.
And then for the PIP fund, I have this updated through May. Again, we still have some outstanding expenditures that are coming in, for this, for June. that will be updated, at that point. But the revenues came in, very strong. You know, we had 9 million total budget. That includes what was added in mid-year. We've got 8.4 million through May. June will be, you know, somewhere in the range of 700,000-ish. So we will definitely be coming in a little bit over what we budgeted from the revenue perspective. That's very good because next year we're budgeting to use all of this, everything that was budgeted for next year. We're using it all for additional items that fit the parameters. Definitely some good on this one.
Yeah, that's good. Any other business? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have a good night.
Thank you.